Welcome back here at El Dorado Royal, and we are broadcasting in sunny morning today. So we continue, Elliot, with this wonderful topic, which I think is very important for everybody.
Yes, because we've got couples, of course, staying with us here, but couples everywhere. It doesn't matter where you live, which culture you are. These are typical relationship kind of therapies that you work with couples and families every day with this, right? So
yes,
you were talking about perception is the key. It holds the key to unlocking truth and that maybe that reigniting that trust, that friendship, that bond again, right? Keeping that love going.
Realizing about perception is actually just a very good beginning to understand each other. So,
okay.
And then because when we realize and detect which is their respective responsibility, remember that chat on the table example that I show you? On that step, by understanding and recognizing this fact, the couple will overcome their resistances and will lower their defenses. And this is a really key point, guys. Identify the emotions and conflicts that were the source of more serious problems. This will bring the conflict into a consciousness level, and this is also very important because then it's not only the conflict, but then each one of you are responsible for what you have to fix instead of fixing the other one. And each one of them will be able to work with themselves instead of focusing on blaming his or her partner, of course, unless he or she has full responsibility on the episode, just like I mentioned before, remember? So, but we'll have to work on building a different criteria, pointing to new dynamics oriented towards resolving the conflict, to change perspectives and to make each one of them become aware of what they have to change for their own personal and couple evolution. Personal resistance, ego, fears, control, low self-esteem. How many times, Elliot, just because of manipulation, let's say a fear or an ego or control, you know, one example that very common here in Mexico at least is where either he or her they want to go out, you know, to enjoy friends.
Yeah.
And the other part is like, no, you cannot go because of this. No, you cannot go because of that. And why cannot they go, either he or her? Because they have a fear. They have a fear of losing. They have a fear that they are going to go with somebody else, which if you are in a relationship, of course, they're not going to walk out with somebody else, him or her. And of course, you know, at least if you have a relationship with someone, so that means that you trust that person. So you got to keep on trusting, you know, unless you actually realize that the person is lying to you. But other than that, there's nothing to fear about. And the point in here is that if the person starts trying to control the one that is trying to go out, then, you know, of course, a conflict is going to start being reinforced. And you don't want that to happen to your relationship, do you?
Because that happens time and again. It happened the first time, and maybe the partner didn't speak up for themselves and they didn't say, hey, you know, give me that space. This is really important to me, you know. It's like knowing why, isn't it? You know, that's what we don't ask enough of, why. Why is
here, I know what you're thinking back there, because some of the times, touching on this subject, some of the times, let's say that is the wife that is not letting the guy go out, for instance. But then, maybe he's going to say exactly what you just said. You know what, this is very important to me, which is true. But this is the other case. When he actually wants to go out with his friends all the time, but he doesn't want to go out with her, because that happens a lot as well.
Yeah.
And then we got to be fair on the balance. So when in each episode, we have to really look into what am I doing to that relationship, because guys, there are three parties in the relationship. Okay, it's you, her, him, her, and the relationship. There are three parties, and you gotta do things for her. She has to do things for him, and both gotta do something for that relationship. You could imagine maybe if the relationship is your own child, like your own baby, when you really wanna take care of that, not you know, throw down the relationship with actions that you know you are really not supposed to be doing, either for you, for her, or for him.
So let's take that as an example. So you're nurturing the relationship just like it was a child, you know, and that constant nurture and nourishment of the relationship through a truthful, open dialogue where both of you feel at ease with each other, that you can have that truth without recrimination, right? That takes, I mean, you see that I think I see that in older couples more than I see it in younger couples. You know, older couples seem to they have that dance move with each other. They know how each other are going to dance and how they're going to move with each other, right? They have all the social graces. They don't argue in public. You don't see those heated exchanges. But it's more in younger couples that are struggling, don't you think, with this relationship management?
Well, that's another subject because it's true, but that's another subject I was going to say because exactly, long relationships, I mean, old relationships, old people, which are in the relationship still, they've been for many years, so they already are used to each other and they adapted themselves to different circumstances through things together, right? And the young people, what they are not really getting involved is then they don't want to really give themselves in sometimes. Sometimes the compromise, sometimes it's like, you know, I have so many options. It's like a way of thinking or feeling. You know, why would I have to stick with someone who doesn't want to please me, basically?
So think of the way out instead of plowing through it and nurturing the relationship. At this point where it's like that part of the brain, that fight or flight, do I stay, do I run, right?
Exactly.
And that management there.
Of course.
So what you're saying here is to try to activate between you an openness and that dialogue and not feel afraid, right? To go through this.
Unless, for the young couples, unless they really have a real reason to walk out from that relationship. But other than that, like if he or her are really, you know, people with a disorder or I don't know, like something reasonable that really makes you walk away from that for some reason, then all you need to do is realize what's inside of yourself. What do you want to begin with? What do you want? How do I get there? I mean, and if the person that is in front of you, does that person and you are going to be able to work things together in general? Because at the beginning also a little of any relationship, everything is great. Everything is
honeymoon period.
Exactly.
Everything is elated. You see each other through those rose-tinted glasses.
Exactly. Until conflicts start coming out. So, and that's a precise moment to really figure things out. If you and her, him and you are going to be able to work things through. Okay, well, that's one of the key in life. And because if you believe that by walking out or walking away, you're going to be with a prince or a queen, that's not going to happen. It will never happen.
The same behaviors come back again, but in the new relationship, right? You are you, right?
And guess what? It's because you haven't changed something inside of yourself. The moment you change something, then you have to change in yourself. Then, of course, a new relationship, it will be a lot more better for you. But until now, so far, working a couple, making a relationship work, it is very important because it's really a beautiful and wonderful ways of sharing the best moments of your life. And it also is part of the human development. So that's what I consider, and this could be a really, really wonderful topic because people and their relationships, they always would like to have the best out of themselves.
Absolutely, and obviously everybody wants longevity and relationship success. So, you know, when we come back from a short commercial break, why don't you tell us, you know, some tips on how to really center this and frame it, and so that couples take something away from this dialogue as far as action points, yeah?
Absolutely, we love to.
So after the break, find out the secret and the magic tips and the techniques that you need with Silvia Ressa here on Sunny Morning.